That's what they will be wearing. Of course, for the Super Falcons, remember when they were actually going to Namibia, where they didn't have a chartered flight? Was Fergus got a chartered flight to Sudan?
Okay. Exactly. Sometimes, we concentrate more on the Super, as in the Super Eagles, they get almost everything they want.
They can share it. All they need to do is share it. It shouldn't be like 80-20. Just have it like 40,
is it 80-20? I think it's about 90-10.
Okay, 90-10. Okay,
yeah,
I didn't just say that.
The girls don't. The girls do not have 1/4 of what the boys enjoy, and apparently these girls bring more success for us.
That's the fixtures for today. Group A, of course, Nigeria and Zambia in action, and Cote d'Ivoire and Namibia. Of course, for Cote d'Ivoire, they will be thinking of how to actually get a victory in this one. Namibia won their first game against Zambia 2-0. And Group B, you have Cameroon and Algeria, and Ghana and South Africa. Now, these two teams, they definitely want to see how they can get a victory. For Cameroon, they defeated South Africa by a lone goal, and of course, Algeria beating Ghana. So Ghana and South Africa are yet to get a win, although they have the best of preparations, but they're yet to get a win in this tournament. That game in Group B will actually take place tomorrow. Okay, from football now, move straight to basketball. What is happening in the world of basketball? Nigerian basketball. It has to do with Nigerian referees. We have 3 Nigerian FIBA referee right now in the country, but we are having 7 who will be going through examinations, and of course in Cotonou starting tomorrow. And the reason being that if they are able to pass the exam, they're successful, they will get to be part of the 3 already having a FIBA badges. Now these referees, you have about 5 of them from Lagos. You have Eli Alimi, Olusegun Adekombi, and Samuel Shofoluwe, Razak Okedei, and Joseph Patrick. And Joseph Patrick is also from Lagos, but you have Musa Gambo from Kano, and Bayemi Ogunleye also from FCT. So they will be participating in the FIBA referee clinic and examination, which is starting tomorrow in Cotonou, and it will end on the 17th of this month. Now, this 3-day assessment will actually help to see the 7 Nigerian referees join their other counterparts from other African countries, and of course for them to have, they will be tested on the knowledge of the newly revised 2014 official basketball rules, which is approved by FIBA. So with that, if they're able to get and pass it, they'll get to officiate in international basketball games. We can say that in football. Okay. All right, let's just go for a short break now. Of course, talking about the Indian Super League. It started at the weekend. Of course, Atletico were the good one. They were able to defeat they were able to win their first game 3-0. Remember, you have some really fantastic players in the Indian Super League. Just enjoy that. We'll come back, we'll talk more on what is happening in Europe. Well, I believe you actually saw some key players there, China. So you saw some big players who actually playing in the Premier League, of course.
Yeah, David Trezeguet, Robert Pires, we saw some players. Of course, it's fun. I like the way the Indians try to incorporate Bollywood and other things into sports. I think they're learning from the Americans because sports and entertainment go hand in hand. And when there's a good mix of the two, you're sure to get a huge turnout. And you could see what was happening in India. You saw the stands were all filled. It's a good one for India. At least they should. Cricket is the most popular sport there, so apparently trying to see how they can raise football.
If MPFL can just inculcate the Nollywood into Nigerian matches, because it's difficult. How many times have they done that?
A whole lot of things are wrong with the end.
Okay, so please don't go there. Okay, thank you.
Don't talk about it.
All right. The Republic of Ireland really want to shock the Germans. Reason because the Germans are lost. Remember, Ireland actually defeated Gibraltar. That's the newest member of UEFA by 7 goals to nothing.
I could actually been in that Gibraltar team. I'm serious. You know, these guys are not really. They are not footballers. They are part-time footballers. So they have day jobs. They have what they do, and they just come out to play for the national team. We win this. We saw when England played San Marino. The goalkeeper was an accountant. Somebody, an olive oil salesman. A whole lot of different jobs. So I think the Irish team, they shouldn't take that result so seriously. 7-0 against Gibraltar. Robbie Keane getting a hat-trick in 12 minutes. They are coming up against the wounded German side. The world champions. Their last two matches, I think it's not been good. The friendly match against Argentina, they were thrashed at home. Di Maria was inspirational in that game. Now we saw Poland still in a 2-0 victory over them, and they're coming up against an Irish side. I think this is not a good time to meet the world champions. They are wounded. They want to, there's going to be a backlash. But the Irish are known. The Irish are known for their their resilience.
Yes.
It's all about passion and everything for them. So they won't just go down and they will be expecting something from the Germans and they will give it to them. The Irish, you're sure that they will follow you blade for blade. They will cover every blade of grass with you. They will be in your face at every point in the game. So the Germans, is not going to be easy for them. It's going to be hard, and this is not a game they would like to use to come back from that loss to Poland. But hey, they have to show us the stuff they are made of. The stuff of champions, and let's see how it goes. It's going to be an exciting match. I really think this one will be worth watching.
Yeah, definitely. It may just be worth watching. Okay, before we go on the show, we'll talk a little bit about Lewis Hamilton. Of course, this is the man who won the race on Sunday, the Russia Grand Prix, the inaugural edition. And he's saying that, well, the championship race is not over, but he still has so much to give. He believes that Rosberg is still very much behind him. 17 points.
Of course. It's 3 races, it's 3 Grand Prix remaining, and normally it would have been 75 points up for grab. But with the new introduction that the final Grand Prix of the season, the one in Abu Dhabi, will be double points. So instead of 25 points for the winner, you get 50 points. So what it means is that you still have 100 points, remaining. Hamilton has almost twice as many wins as Rosberg. This is what Rosberg has been consistent. Hamilton has had about 3 DNFs, and Rosberg has had just 2. So anything could still happen. If he has a DNF in one of the races and Rosberg gets to win, it blows the whole thing wide open. So even I think what Mercedes have already gotten the constructors title, so that is what they want in the bad boy team. But now I was listening to one of the team principals, and he was saying something that it's just maybe after the next race they would allow Hamilton and Rosberg to go at it, because they want to make sure that this man is still 98 points behind Hamilton. I'm talking about Ricardo. So there's still a slight chance because there's 100 points remaining. So once they get that one done, if they get a 1-2 again at the next Grand Prix, then
that it's definitely going to be
I think it's going to be an exciting final to Grand Prix, because Rosberg will definitely go for it. Hamilton will go for it. Hamilton is right now the favorite, 17 points, but hey, you have 100 points to target, and you have a 70-point lead. Just a couple of months ago, Hamilton was about 40-something points down on Rosberg, and so things can change quickly. Just one DNF and the whole thing is turned upside down.
I think that's something
it's going to be exciting. I can't wait for this one to also start. It's going to be exciting. I'm a big fan of Formula One, and I want to see if Hamilton will add to his 2008 world title.
It's been a long time.
Let's just see how it goes.
And of course, the next Grand Prix is definitely going to be the US, and they're taking a 3 weeks break. So we're on November 2nd, the Grand Prix will definitely return United States. Of course, Hamilton will need to avoid a DNS to ensure that he's still in the race. Okay, now we won't leave without talking about one man, Marc Marquez. Now he's 21, and he has retained the MotoGP title, and for him, he's so young.
Yeah, you know, last season was his first season, his maiden season in MotoGP. You know, nobody actually thought this guy would go out there and dominate the way he did. He did it last season. He got the title. This season, he started on a blistering note, winning, I think, the first 9 races, or was it 10? I can't remember anymore. But
so 10 races. Was going for 11.
Yeah, before he started making some mistakes, you would say you expect a rookie to make.
Yes, of course.
He is young. He's 21. You know, the last time someone actually dominated the sport like this, Valentino Rossi. And Valentino Rossi is still, you know, in the sport. And, so apparently, Marc Marquez, big ups to him. You know, did it first season. He's done it the second season. He needed to finish second. You know, at the Japanese Grand Prix, and apparently he did. He just needed to. He needed to finish second. He needed to beat Marc Marquez. Sorry, he needed to beat Valentino Rossi and Jorge Lorenzo, and he did that. You know, beating them into third and fourth. So apparently he's done that. He's won it. Let's see if he can make it a three-peat. You know, if he can actually do it the third time. It's scary if he continues this way. He's 21. He's 21. He has a whole lot of years ahead of him. So I think he might just eclipse all the records of Valentino Rossi in the sport.
I think he's definitely going for that, and that's what he intends to do. Well, thank you so much for being part of the show. Business Money is up next, and of course, later today, you can join us on Sport Tonight at 9 p.m. with Toyin and crew. Of course, they will be talking more on the Super Falcons. Definitely, the results will be out then. Of course, we'll know the Super Falcons if they pick a ticket for the World Cup. All they need to do, finish in the top 3 and of course get a ticket to Canada next year. Bye for now.
Maybe for the people it looks easy because I always smiling, always happy, but also I feel the pressure and it was so hard, especially after Misano and Aragon that I did big mistakes. But anyway, I know that it was important here for Honda. For that reason, I concentrate. I focus the race just for get the title.